Well, hello there. It's very nice to meet you again. I'm Reema, by the way. Have you introduced yourself like this to people? I'm sure you have. I think the most common method of introducing yourself to people is giving your name and then very politely saying, "It's nice to meet you." Welcome to today's lesson. Like I said, I'm Reema and I'm going to take you through different ways to say nice to meet you. Because while this sentence is nice, it's become old and it's become boring and overused. So I have for you different ways of saying the same thing. So instead of using, "Hi, it's nice to meet you," each time you meet somebody, I'm going to give you different ways of saying it in different settings. Formal and informal. So let's begin with the formal setting. So when I say the word formal, I actually mean a work setting, a business setting, a setting wherein you're meeting people for, some sort of work or business interaction. You're definitely not meeting your childhood buddies in this setting. So formal means like a work setting, and this could probably be a setting wherein you're meeting people for the very first time. So you haven't met them before. And that's very important, because if you meet people a lot of times, you don't keep saying, "It's been a pleasure," or "It's nice to meet you," because that's more appropriate when you're seeing the person for the very first time. So the first statement I have for you is, "Pleased to meet you." Now imagine you're going for a business meeting and you meet your client for the first time. And the client says, "Hi, I'm Mr. John." And your reply could be, "Hello, Mr. John. I'm pleased to meet you." Which means, I'm happy to meet you. I'm happy to make your acquaintance. And I'm happy to be here. So it's a very pleasant and positive way of greeting somebody you're meeting for the first time. So make sure you remember this. Pleased to meet you. Simple and effective. Now the next one on my list is, "It's a pleasure to meet you." So very similar to "pleased to meet you." The only difference is that in this sentence, we're using the noun form. So pleased is actually like a verb form and pleasure is the noun form. So to please, which means to make happy, and pleasure means happiness. So it's a pleasure to meet you, which can be translated as, "It's making me happy to meet you," or "It's my happiness to meet you." Now that's wrong sentence construction. So you cannot use "It's my happiness to meet you," which means you could use something like, "It's a pleasure to meet you." I hope I'm not confusing you. These are very, very simple and effective statements, and I think, I like to use them because I think they strike an instant friendship. If not a friendship, an instant positivity is brought to the situation. Moving on, there is, "It's been a pleasure meeting you," which means now that you've had your business discussion and you've made acquaintance with each other and you've gotten to kind of, understand the requirements of your client and the meeting's over and you're on your way out, you could say something pleasant like, "It's been a pleasure meeting you," which means you want to meet the client again, you want to work with him further, and you want to show that this whole experience has been very positive for you. So make sure you don't forget this one, because people always remember how things end. So at the end, if you add, "It's been a pleasure meeting you," it'll be nice, and you will remain as a positive memory or a positive experience in your client's mind. So well, that's all about the formal or the work setting. And now I'm going to go to an informal setting. Now, an informal setting is basically a situation wherein you're meeting friends, family, people outside of work. Now, these people, you could, have known them from before, or you're making new friends. Either ways, it's an informal setting. So the first statement I have for you is, "It's lovely to meet you." Now, boys, make sure you keep this statement handy. If you see a lovely lady and you see her for the first time, what you're going to do? You're going to make sure that you shake her hands, look deep into her eyes and say, "Hi." Sheena, is it? It's lovely to meet you. She's going to feel flattered without the fact that you gave her a compliment. So it's almost like a compliment without actually directly complimenting the lady in front of you. So remember this one. It's lovely to meet you. Now the next one is glad to meet you. So if you're meeting your friend after a long time, say maybe 10 years, 15 years, you could just express your joy and happiness by saying, I'm so glad to meet you. It's been such a long time. So you're expressing your joy, your excitement, your happiness, all with one word, which is glad to meet you. I would keep this one handy too. And the next one was, it was lovely meeting you. So after you've had like a nice date or a nice chat and you're on your way out, you could just say, it was lovely meeting you. We should do this again. Simple, subtle, yet effective. So make sure you remember this one. It was lovely to meet you. Or it was lovely meeting you. And you could also say something like, it was nice to have met you. Now, in case you find the lady in front of you not so lovely and you don't want to flatter her, or if it's a person of the same gender, someone you're not really attracted to, someone who's like a very simple, cordial relationship or a friendship or an acquaintance, like if you go to like a social party and you meet so many people whom you get introduced to for the first time, you can't go around saying, it's been lovely meeting you to each person you meet. You've got to maintain a little bit of, balance. So you could say something like, it was nice to have met you. We should catch up again. So that's casual and simple, and it doesn't show you being too interested in meeting the person again. Sometimes this is very, very necessary. So make sure you always remember this one. It was nice to have met you. Well, we looked at some formal ways of saying nice to meet you and some informal ways of saying nice to meet you. And now I have for you ways in which you can say nice to meet you in a formal setting and in an informal setting. So these statements can be used in both the settings. So the first statement I have for you is, how wonderful to meet you. So this one's a very formal, at the same time a very animated way of saying nice to meet you. Now because it's animated, you can say it to someone you know, someone you like, or someone you're meeting as a friend. And because it's a very formal, like wonderful as a word is formal, you could also use this in a formal setting. Like for example, in a formal setting you could say, oh Mr. John, it's always wonderful to meet you. Which means you enjoy interacting with him and it's been a good meeting. And if you want to say this to somebody who's not working with you, you could just, change your expression a little bit and say something like, how wonderful to meet you. Now the way you say it, the tone that you use makes all the difference, and this statement can work in both the settings, formal and informal. Now the next one I have for you is very nice, very short, very simple. It was great seeing you. So you could say this in a work setting, at the end of a meeting and say, so it was great seeing you, great talking to you. Let's touch base once again. And it sounds formal enough. And if you're meeting your buddy, you could just say something like, hey, it was great seeing you, yeah, we should just keep catching up more often. And that sounds friendly enough. So this one's a very effective one. Make sure you don't forget this, because the word great adds a lot of positivity to this sense, to this statement. It just shows how great you're feeling after meeting the person. So great seeing you can work in a formal and in an informal setting. The next one I have for you is great interacting with you. Yeah, so this could be, when you're meeting somebody for the first time, either at work or outside. So if you're meeting somebody for the first time, at work, you could say, wow, I'm just surprised that we've never worked together before. It was great interacting with you. And it becomes formal. And if you're saying this to somebody who's going to become a friend in future, it was great interacting with you. We're so like-minded. Let's meet up again for drinks. And it sounds friendly enough. So make sure you keep this one very, very handy. It's a great interacting with you. Now the word interacting means having a conversation, talking, sharing ideas. Now this can happen at work or outside. So you definitely share your ideas with people you meet for work and also people whom you meet socially. Moving on, I have the last one for today. I had a great time, or I had a great meeting. So when you say I had a great time, now this can be used in an informal setting with friends, with family. Wow, today I had a great time. What lovely drinks, what great food. I just had the best time ever. I had a great time. It sounds like you really did have a great time. And this can be used in an informal setting with family, friends, buddies. And of course, if you just replace the word time with the word meeting, this can go at work as well. So you could tell somebody that you've just met with and finished your meeting with, it was a great meeting. What a wonderfully productive meeting. We should do this again. We should meet again. So using the word great makes an otherwise really stark statement very approachable, very positive, and very friendly. You could also say something like, it was a productive meeting, and leave it at that. But before that, if you just, add something like, what a great meeting, how productive. That just, brings on more friendliness, more positivity. And I think going ahead, that could be very good for your interaction with your client or with the person that you're meeting with. So these are some interesting ways of saying nice to meet you, because face it, nice to meet you is kind of overused, boring, and mundane. So I hope that you'll be able to use all of these statements at the right places, at the right setting, be it formal or informal, or sometimes formal and informal, and actually have some fun with it. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and if you have, make sure you subscribe to our channel, needless to say. And if you have something to say, do type in the comment box below. This is me, Rima, signing out, and it was really nice to have met you. I had a great time. What a great meeting. It's always so lovely to interact with you.